Okay, so how many of us have scrolled through social media, seen those just stunning vacation photos and thought, wow, I wish I could go there.
Yeah, all the time.
But then you look into it and you're just uh, completely daunted by the price tag.
Absolutely. Or maybe worse, you actually go and you come back feeling like, oof, I really overspent, or, maybe stayed a bit too long, like one source mentioned.
Exactly. That dream escape versus the sometimes harsh reality of the cost. It's a real thing.
It is. And that feeling afterwards, that kind of dissatisfaction because the money stress overshadowed the fun, it happens.
Yeah, it really does. But okay, that's what this deep dive is all about. We're going to try and debunk this myth that travel is like only for the super wealthy.
Right. We're exploring how basically anyone can have these really fulfilling, restorative, maybe even life-changing trips without totally draining their bank account.
It's about practical stuff, achievable strategies, not just, wishful thinking.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty clear. We want to equip you, the listener, with a whole toolbox. Think smart planning, some ingenious hacks, maybe even a fresh mindset about it all.
Yeah, showing you how to travel more affordably, maybe with some surprising facts, those aha moments that make you rethink things for your next adventure.
The core idea is being really intentional with your spending. How do you maximize the value, the freedom, and honestly, the joy you get from it?
And we've got a great stack of sources to help us do this. Everything from comprehensive travel tips, personal stories, even some solid expert financial advice.
We'll unpack some common money mistakes people make, reveal some secrets to stretching that travel dollar further than you might think.
All right, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So our sources really hammer this point home. Budget travel doesn't just start with hunting for cheap flights. It actually starts way earlier with defining the purpose of your trip. And once you know that, you can get creative, maybe find your dupe destination. What do the sources say about nailing down that why first?
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? How much it all comes back to understanding why you're actually traveling. Like, what do you want out of it? Is it pure exploration, learning something new, connecting with family, or just, total relaxation?
Yeah.
Knowing that purpose is, well, it's key because it totally guides your spending priorities. It helps you decide where to splurge a little and where to save.
That makes a lot of sense. It probably prevents that post-trip, what did I even spend my money on
Yeah,
feeling.
exactly. So if adventure is the main thing, maybe you save big on your accommodation stay somewhere basic so you can spend more on, I don't know, scuba diving or trying unique local food.
Right.
But if relaxation is the goal, maybe you invest a bit more in a nicer hotel room with a view, but then you really hunt for deals on flights to balance the budget.
It's about those trade-offs based
Yeah.
on your why.
Precisely. And what's really cool is how often really rewarding cultural immersion doesn't actually cost much at all.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Chrissy Whalen mentioned her experience at the Free Carnivale in Viareggio, Italy. She said it was one of the best free experiences she'd ever had. It just shows that true value isn't always tied to a hefty price tag.
That sounds incredible. A free carnival in Italy.
Yeah.
Sign me up. And speaking of finding amazing experiences without the huge cost, that brings us to this idea of destination dupes. Finding more affordable lookalikes for those, like dream destinations. What were some surprising examples our sources found?
Well, it forces you to ask, what exactly are you looking for in that dream place? Like, if you love French culture and dream of Paris, but wow, flights and hotels are pricey.
Yeah, tell me about it.
The sources suggest Quebec. Think Montreal or Quebec City. You get that vibrant francophone culture, the charming streets, the crepes, but without the massive transatlantic costs.
So Canadian crepes instead of Parisian pastries, but still getting that French vibe.
Yeah.
I like it. Or what about wine regions? People dream of Tuscany or Napa.
Right, but those can be expensive. Our sources actually highlighted the Finger Lakes region in New York as a fantastic alternative.
Really? The Finger Lakes?
Yeah, much more affordable. Apparently lots of cute Airbnbs and B&Bs, really affordable wine trails. You could even go skiing nearby and pretend it's the Alps, maybe.
Huh. Okay, maybe a stretch, but I see the point.
It just shows how defining your purpose first lets you adjust expectations and find these budget-friendly options that still tick the boxes, sometimes in really unexpected ways.
Okay, so step 1, figure out your why, maybe find a dupe. Step 2 seems to be the practical side, strategic saving and building that financial cushion. Our sources say the real magic here starts with foresight. What does that actually mean?
And it really does. The most common advice is to start saving at least 6 months before your trip, if you can swing it.
6 months, okay.
Yeah, that lead time gives you space to research properly, compare prices without rushing, set a realistic budget, and then just consistently put money aside into a dedicated travel fund.
And it's not just about having the money, is it?
No, the real magic, like you said, isn't just having the cash. It's the freedom it buys you. It means if a fantastic last-minute flight deal pops up, you can actually grab it without freaking out about the cost.
Ah, that makes sense. The flexibility factor.
Yeah.
But even before saving starts, sources say you need to know your numbers. What's involved there?
Right. Before you save, you need to know where your money is currently going.
Yeah.
So sit down, track your spending for maybe a month or two, identify where you can cut back.
Like the classic latte factor.
Exactly. Or canceling subscriptions you forgot you had, eating out one less time a week. These seem like small changes, but honestly, they add up surprisingly quickly over time. That's your travel fund building itself.
It's about being intentional, right?
Yeah.
If you want to travel more, maybe you make those small cuts elsewhere.
Totally. And just as vital as saving for the trip is building that financial cushion, the buffer for unexpected stuff. What did the sources recommend for that?
Yeah, the emergency fund.
Absolutely critical. Experts generally suggest setting aside somewhere between 10% to maybe 20% of your total trip budget just for this.
10 to 20%, okay.
This buffer covers things like unexpected medical bills, maybe needing a last-minute hotel because your flight got canceled.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Oh, definitely.
Planning for that unexpected stuff really takes the pressure off. It turns a potential disaster into just, a minor inconvenience you budgeted for.
That peace of mind must be huge. And thankfully, there are tools to help manage all this budgeting. What apps did our sources like?
Yeah, tons of apps. For real-time tracking on the go, a lot of people find things like TripCoin or Travel Spend really intuitive. If you're serious about zero-based budgeting, YNAB, budget is fantastic for giving every dollar a job.
Right, I've heard of YNAB.
And for broader research before you even budget, websites like Numbeo are great for comparing the cost of living between cities. BudgetYourTrip.com gives you real travel prices crowdsourced from other travelers, broken down by country, even by travel-style shoestring versus mid-range. Gives you a very clear picture.
That's super helpful. And, if you're maybe more of a pen and paper person like me sometimes.
Oh yeah, totally valid. The old school methods work too. Using a dedicated money planner notebook or just writing everything down can really help with accountability and reflection. You physically see where the money's going.
Exactly. And for people who might need a bit more help, our sources mentioned travel grants.
Yes, definitely worth looking into. There are nonprofits out there. World Strides and Travel Niche offer grants specifically for families. Wish of a Lifetime focuses on grants for folks 65 and older in the U.S.
Right.
Even a smaller grant, say $500, could potentially cover a winter accommodation somewhere affordable. It can make a trip possible that felt completely out of reach before.
That's amazing. Okay, so flexibility and creativity, that seems to be the theme for our next big area. The actual logistics, flights, transport, where you stay, this is where the serious savings can happen, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is where you can really unlock huge savings. Let's start with flights, the big one for many trips.
Yeah, what's the secret sauce for finding cheap airfares?
Well, flexibility is still king here. You should definitely be using those comparison tools, Google Flights, Skyscanner, Kayak. Set alerts for price drops. They help you see the trends, know when prices are low or high.
Those alerts are key.
Definitely. And beyond those basic tools, subscription services like Going.com used to be Scott's cheap flights, and Matt's flights are worth checking out.
Right, I get those emails.
Yeah. You get free notifications for really incredible deals. Often they're airfares or just short flash sales. Think like $500 round trip to Paris. Those deals do happen. You just need to be ready to jump on them.
Which goes back to having that savings buffer ready.
Exactly. And a huge factor is when you travel. Going during the off-peak or shoulder season is almost always cheaper and less crowded.
Define off-peak for us again.
Sure. So for the Northern Hemisphere, think generally November through March, but obviously excluding the big holidays like Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
Southern Hemisphere, it's typically their winter, so June to August. Traveling during these shoulder seasons,
Right.
Get this, it can often slash your flight and accommodation costs by 30%, maybe even 50% compared to peak season.
Wow, 30 to 50%, that's huge. That means you could potentially stay twice as long for the same budget.
Pretty much.
I actually did this. Took my family to Santorini in January, February. Flights were only $500 round trip each. Accommodation was way cheaper.
Yeah.
And honestly, the island was quieter, less crowded. It totally worked.
See, perfect example. And sources also remind us try to avoid flying on Sundays and Mondays if you can. They're usually the priciest days because of weekend travelers returning and business travelers starting their week.
Good tip. Now, you mentioned credit card points earlier.
Yeah.
How can those work beyond just getting cash back?
This is where it gets interesting for people who collect points. Instead of just redeeming points for a fixed cash value towards a flight, you can often get way more value by transferring your credit card points to an airline's own loyalty program.
Okay, transferring them out.
Yeah. For example, transferring points to Iberia's program called Avios. Airlines often have these special Saver Award flights available only through their own programs that cost way fewer points. You might find a flight from, say, New York to Madrid for just 17,000 points and maybe less than $100 in taxes. It's about finding those sweet spots in their award charts.
Whoa, 17,000 points. That's incredible value compared to using points like cash. Okay, so you've landed cheap flights. What about getting around within the destination? That can add up too.
Totally. Public transport is your absolute best friend here. Trams, buses, subways, light rail, even cable cars and ferries in some cities. They're almost always the cheapest way to get around.
And Google Maps is pretty good for figuring out routes, right?
Yep. And Google Maps is usually great for planning public transport journeys in most major cities.
What about traveling between cities or even countries?
Think beyond just trains and planes sometimes. Flixbus is huge now, offering really cheap and pretty reliable bus routes across Europe, North America, other places. BlaBlaCar is a ride-sharing app, kind of like long-distance Uber, connecting you with local drivers heading the same way. Can be cheaper, plus you meet locals.
Interesting. And for Europe specifically?
The Ural Pass can still be a really cost-effective option if you're planning on doing a lot of train travel across multiple countries. Give you flexibility.
Gotcha. Now, you mentioned a gold tip earlier.
Yes. The overnight travel trick. Booking overnight buses, trains like sleeper trains across Europe or India, or even sleeper ferries common in Southeast Asia.
Why is that gold?
Because it does double duty. You're traveling from A to B while you sleep, and you save the cost of one night's accommodation. It's brilliant.
That is smart. But you probably need to be prepared for it.
Definitely. Pack essentials for comfort in your carry-on. Maybe a sweater because AC can be freezing, a neck pillow, eye mask, some healthy snacks, water, headphones. Make it bearable, even enjoyable.
Good advice. Okay, shifting to accommodation. Hostels often get a certain reputation.
Yeah, they do. But sources say we need to challenge that stereotype. It's not just dorm rooms for 20-year-olds anymore. Many places, sometimes called family hostels or hostels, offer really clean, safe environments, often with private rooms, shared kitchens, common areas. They can be a great budget option, even for families or older travelers.
Good to know. What about something between a hostel and a hotel?
Guest houses are fantastic for that. Often family-run, you get a more personal touch, great local tips from the owners, and frequently breakfast is included, which is another little saving right there.
Nice. And the big players like Airbnb, are they still budget-friendly?
It's variable now, isn't it? Renting a whole place on Airbnb isn't always the cheapest anymore, especially with fees. But renting just a single room in a host's home can still be significantly cheaper.
Okay, private room rentals.
Yeah. Especially if you look slightly outside the absolute tourist center. Plus, big advantage, you usually get access to their kitchen, so you can cook some meals and save a ton on eating out.
That kitchen access is huge. What about the truly free options? Couch surfing.
Couchsurfing is still around. It's technically a small subscription fee now, not totally free. It connects you with locals offering a spare couch or room for short stays. Great way to meet people, but definitely read profiles and reviews carefully. Safety first.
Heard some stories there, yeah. What else for free stays?
House sitting or pet sitting is another amazing option. Platforms like Trusted House Sitters, Mind My House, House Sitters America. You basically get free accommodation in exchange for looking after someone's home and pets while they're away.
How does that work?
You usually pay an annual fee for the platform, create a profile, and then apply for sits. It can be competitive, especially for desirable locations or dates, but it's a fantastic way to live like a local and save massively on accommodation.
I've actually done that. Use sites like Kid & Co and Home Exchange, too. It feels a bit like online dating, but you're matching with houses and dogs.
That's a good way to put it. And don't forget the simplest option, staying with friends or family if they live somewhere interesting. That guest room or couch is pure gold.
True. And for the outdoorsy types.
Camping. National parks, state parks. Some spots are free, others have small per-vehicle fees. Getting an annual pass like the America the Beautiful Pass can make it super affordable if you visit parks often.
Okay, lots of accommodation hacks. What about longer-term travel?
Then you get into work exchange programs. WOF is famous worldwide opportunities on organic farms. You volunteer on a farm for a few hours a day, get lodging and food in return. Workaway is similar, but covers a broader range of volunteer opportunities, hostels, families, animal sanctuaries.
So you trade work for room and board.
Exactly. Or you could look into actual paid jobs, being an au pair, bartending, teaching English or yoga, working seasonal jobs at ski resorts. Some countries even offer digital nomad visas now, or things like Australia's working holiday visa for younger travelers, allowing longer stays where you can work legally.
Wow, so many ways to make it work. Okay, we've covered getting there, staying there. What about smart spending on the ground? Daily costs for food, activities, etc. That's where budgets can unravel, right?
For sure. This is crucial. Let's start with food. The absolute biggest money saver, according to pretty much all sources. Cook your own meals whenever possible.
Back to that kitchen access.
Yep. Buying groceries at a local supermarket or market and cooking, even simple meals, in your hostel or Airbnb kitchen is almost always significantly cheaper than eating out for every meal.
And visiting local food markets isn't just about saving money.
No, it's a whole cultural experience. You get fresher ingredients, see local life, think Mercado Gonzalez or similar places. It's fantastic. Plus, packing some snacks from home helps.
What kind of snacks?
Protein-heavy things are good, like jerky or protein bars keep you full longer. And definitely pack a reusable water bottle, ideally a collapsible one. Saves money on buying drinks, and it's better for the environment. Avoid those overpriced tourist traps for water.
Good call. What about eating out when you do want to?
Eat like a local. Seek out street food. Cities like Mexico City, Bangkok, the street food is often phenomenal and incredibly cheap. Look for food trucks, modern food court-style places too.
And the key is location, right?
Absolutely. Venture just a few blocks away from the main tourist drags. Prices almost always drop and the food is often more authentic. Get away from that main square.
Makes sense. And don't just wander aimlessly.
No, do a little research. Use Google Maps, TripAdvisor, Yelp. Look at their $ ratings for price guidance. Search online for things like cheap eats blogs for your destination. Locals often run these and have the best tips.
Or just ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best tip of all, probably. Ask your hostel staff, your Airbnb host, a shopkeeper. Locals know the good, affordable spots that aren't in the guidebooks.
Okay, food sorted. What about activities? Seeing the sights can get expensive.
It can, but many amazing things are free or cheap. Lots of cultural sites, churches, some castles, ruins often have free or very low entry fees. Many world-class museums have specific free admission days or hours. You just have to check their websites, like seeing Picasso's Guernica at the Reina Sofia in Madrid for free in the evening.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, or the Hemen Observation Tower in San Francisco is free. Lots of stuff in St. Louis is free. It takes a little digging.
What about tours?
Free walking tours. They're run by local guides, usually students or history buffs, in cities all over the world. They work on tips, so you pay what you feel it was worth. Fantastic way to get oriented and learn history.
Tips are important there, though.
Definitely tip your guide well if you enjoyed it. And for finding unique, non-touristy events or just hanging out with locals, check out meetup.com or even couchsurfing events pages in that city.
Good idea. And nature.
Nature is often free. Visiting parks, plazas, just wandering around and looking at public art installations. People watching in a plaza costs nothing and can be fascinating. Many cities have public bike sharing systems which are low cost for short rides. Exploring rivers, waterfalls, going for a hike, usually free or very cheap.
And always be on the lookout for discounts.
Always. Ask about student or senior discounts if applicable. Look into city tourism cards, sometimes called passes. They often bundle free or discounted entry to multiple attractions and include public transport. Check deal sites like Groupon, Travelzoo, Get Your Guide too. Sometimes they have good offers on tours or activities.
A little effort here saves real money. Okay, let's talk financial tools again. Credit cards and loyalty programs. How do we leverage those smartly?
If you travel often, collecting and using credit card points or miles strategically can mean free flights or hotel nights. Points generally stretch further value-wise when redeemed for travel during off-peak times or for longer haul flights rather than short domestic hops.
And some cards have perks beyond just points, right?
Oh yeah, really valuable ones. Things like airport lounge access through programs like Priority Pass that comes with cards like the Amex Platinum or Capital One Venture X makes travel days much nicer.
The lounge access is great.
Some cards reimburse you for the application fee for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. Those programs save you so much time and hassle at airports. Certain hotel co-branded cards, like some Marriott ones, even give you an annual free night certificate, which can be worth hundreds of dollars.
Free hotel nights. And using points for hotels can have other benefits.
Yes, booking hotel stays entirely with points, with programs like Hilton Honors or World of Hyatt often means you don't have to pay those annoying daily resort fees or destination fees. That can be a hidden saving of $30, $40, even $50 a day.
That's a huge saving.
Plus, hotel loyalty programs sometimes offer extra discounts for members booking with points, like Marriott and Hilton often do a fifth night free deal on award stays. Stay 4 nights on points, get the 5th one free.
Very nice. But the sources included a warning about travel cards.
Absolutely. You have to be mindful of the high annual fees on many premium travel cards. Do the math. Make sure the value of the benefits you actually use outweighs that annual fee. It has to work for your specific travel patterns and spending.
Good point. Now, what about good old-fashioned cash?
Cash still has a role. Using cash can be a great psychological trick to limit spending. If you allocate a certain amount of cash for, say, food or souvenirs for the day, when it's gone, it's gone. It's a very physical budget limit.
Makes you really aware, but safety.
Paramount. Don't carry large amounts of cash. Keep the bulk of it locked in your hotel safe. Carry only what you need for the day and keep it secure, maybe a money belt under your clothes or a front-facing crossbody bag or fanny pack. Be aware of your surroundings, especially in crowded tourist areas.
How about getting foreign currency?
Best options are usually exchanging some money at your home bank or credit union before you leave if they offer decent rates. Or, more commonly, just use ATMs at your destination. They generally offer competitive exchange rates linked to the interbank rate.
Better than exchange kiosks.
Almost always better than the kiosks you see at airports or train stations. Those tend to have higher fees and less favorable rates. Withdraw larger amounts less frequently to minimize ATM fees. And crucially, check if your debit and credit cards charge foreign transaction fees. Those can add 3% or so to every purchase abroad. Get cards that don't have those fees if you travel often.
That's a key saving. And staying connected. Phones.
Roaming charges can be astronomical. If your phone is unlocked, getting a local SIM card upon arrival is often the cheapest way to have data and make local calls.
Or Wi-Fi hunting.
Or just rely on free Wi-Fi hotspots in cafes, libraries, public spaces. Download offline maps beforehand. And super important, have emergency numbers for your destination saved somewhere easily accessible and maybe written down, and make sure someone back home knows your general itinerary and how to reach you.
Okay, great practical tips. For our final section, let's talk about the budget travel mindset. It's not just about tactics, right? It involves packing light and, crucially, open communication. How do these tie in?
They're huge. Packing smart and traveling light, first off, saves you directly on checked bag fees, which keep going up. But maybe more importantly, it gives you so much agility.
Agility.
Yeah, you're not wrestling huge suitcases. Hopping on public transport is easy. Navigating crowded streets is easier. It just reduces stress significantly. Less stuff, less stress.
I like that. Any packing rules of thumb?
Sources mention the $10 rule, basically. If you might need something, but it costs less than $10 and you could easily buy it there if needed, don't pack it just in case. Use packing cubes to compress clothes. Stick to versatile, neutral-colored clothing you can mix and match. Plan to do laundry once or twice on a longer trip. It really lightens the load.
Less stress, more savings, lighter bag. Win, win, win. You also mentioned avoiding the tourist tax. What's that?
It's that feeling or reality of being overcharged simply because you look like a tourist and don't know the local prices. By doing a little homework, researching the average cost of a taxi ride from the airport, or what fruit should cost at the market, or the standard bus fare, you can politely push back or just choose a different vendor if you feel you're being ripped off. Being informed is your best defense.
Good point. And on safety again.
Yes, and this is non-negotiable according to all our sources.
Yeah,
Personal safety and peace of mind should never be compromised just to save a few dollars.
absolutely.
Research your destinations thoroughly, especially if you're a solo traveler, or maybe identify with an underrepresented group. Look for specific advice. There are great online travel communities and blogs for travelers of color, for LGBTQ travelers, for travelers with disabilities. They offer invaluable insights based on lived experience.
That's really important.
And if solo travel feels daunting, look into reputable group travel companies, maybe ones that cater to specific demographics, like Travel Noir was mentioned. And always communicate your basic itinerary with someone back home. Just knowing someone knows where you roughly are is huge peace of mind.
Definitely. Now let's tackle those open budget conversations. Crucial when traveling with others, right? Kids or adults.
Oh, absolutely essential to avoid friction and resentment. Let's start with kids.
How do you handle money with kids on trips?
Sources suggest involving them in the budgeting process in age-appropriate ways. Maybe give them a specific souvenir allowance for the whole trip, let them manage it, or let them choose one paid activity within a certain budget. It teaches them valuable financial lessons about trade-offs, needs versus wants, responsibility.
Makes it a learning experience too. What about traveling with other adults, partners, friends?
Honesty and openness from the start are key. Before you even book anything, have that potentially awkward conversation. What's the purpose of this trip for each of you? What are your expectations? What's everyone's comfortable spending level? Getting aligned up front prevents so many problems down the road.
Like one person wanting Michelin stars and the other wanting street food every night.
Exactly. And use tools to help manage shared expenses fairly. Apps like Splitwise are brilliant for easily tracking who paid for what and settling up later without any awkwardness. It keeps things transparent.
Splitwise is a lifesaver on group trips.
Mm.
And finally, a word for solo travelers.
Yes. Solo travel can be incredibly empowering, and sources emphasize it can also be very budget-friendly because you are in complete control. You decide every spending priority.
Total control.
And especially for travelers maybe over 30, solo travel doesn't have to mean roughing it in dorms if you don't want to. You can prioritize comfort or safety, maybe opting for private rooms in hostels, or traveling in the shoulder season without needing anyone else's approval, and still stick to your budget.
That flexibility is powerful. Okay, wow, we covered a lot. Let's try to recap the big takeaways from this deep dive on budget travel.
Okay, so first, define your trip's purpose. Let that why guide all your spending decision. Where to save, where to splurge. Maybe find a destination dupe.
Right. Second, save strategically. Start early. Know your numbers, track your spending, and absolutely build that contingency fund, that 10–20% buffer for the unexpected.
Third, flexibility and creativity are your superpowers. Be flexible with when and where you go, how you get there, where you stay. Think outside the box hostels, house sits, overnight travel.
Fourth, use your financial tools smartly. Leverage credit card points and perks wisely, but watch those fees. Use cash strategically to limit spending. Avoid foreign transaction fees and bad exchange rates.
And fifth, embrace the budget travel mindset. Pack light for savings and agility. Be informed to avoid the tourist tax. Prioritize safety. And crucially, have open, honest budget conversations with travel partners, kids, and even just with yourself about your priorities.
It really boils down to intentionality, doesn't it? Budget travel isn't about feeling deprived.
Not at all. It's about making conscious choices to maximize the value and the joy you get from your travel dollars. It's about making those dream trips actually happen without coming home stressed about debt. Spending intentionally creates those unforgettable experiences.
So, knowing all of this now, here's something to think about. What single small change will you make for your next trip to redefine what luxury truly means for your budget?